Sheridan, who's a CAA board chair. We also have Treasurer Wooden. In addition to the treasurer's role that he plays, he's also a CAA board member as well. We have Paul Harrington, the Windsor Locks first selectman, and Representatives Tammy Zawistowski. Tammy represents the area that surrounds the airport, and she's instrumental to everything that we're able to accomplish here at the airport. We also have John Bordeaux from Advanced CT, David Griggs, who's the CEO of Metro Hartford Alliance, and certainly a number of folks from Pratt & Whitney. Pratt & Whitney actually supplies the engines that power the Breeze aircraft. There's probably other folks here, but with the masks, it's tough to tell everybody, so if I missed you, I apologize for that. But as I said, this is a very exciting day for us. Just about 10 months ago, we were in this very spot announcing the start of Breeze Airways. We were thrilled to be one of the inaugural cities on the Breeze route map. Breeze has provided service to Charleston, Norfolk, Pittsburgh, and Columbus, Ohio. And in the short 10 months that they've operated here, they've really developed a great track record for excellent customer service, low fares, and an on-time record. It's been a great partnership with the Connecticut Airport Authority and Breeze. But today, we're going to take that partnership to a new level. Today, along with the governor and the state, we're thrilled that Breeze is announcing that Bradley Airport will be a base in this region for their operation. What that means, in short, is a lot more activity, a lot more Breeze flights here at Bradley, as well as a lot of jobs. But I'm going to leave that to our speakers to talk a little bit more in detail as to what it means for the region. So without further ado, let me introduce our first speaker, Tony Sheridan. As I said, Tony is the chair of the CAA board. He's also the CEO of the Eastern Chamber, so certainly has his finger on the pulse of aviation and tourism. Tony?
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Governor and Commissioner Lehman, for being with us. This is a very important day for Bradley, but it's also important for the state of Connecticut. I want to start by thanking David Needleman for the confidence he places in Bradley and the Bradley management team for investing in this hub. Also, on behalf of the CAA board, I want to thank Kevin Dillon and his team for their dedication and commitment to making Bradley one of the most comfortable and attractive airports in its class in the country. That's true, in the country. According to the Condé Nast Reader's Choice Award, Bradley, for those of you who don't know, has been one of the top 10 airports of its size in the country for the past 5 years. Indeed, in 2021, it moved to the rank of third most comfortable airports in the country. And these ratings are based on factors such as route development, management skills, commitment to our traveling public, and other related factors. Also, last spring, USA Today has given Bradley an equally high ranking, again in the top 10 of airports of its size, for its convenience, exceptional public service, and experience provided to our traveling public. These rankings are important in that they are based on responses from our customers and are one measure, but a very important measure, of how well we're doing here at Bradley. So again, many thanks to all involved, and as I mentioned in my opening remarks, it's a great day for Bradley and the state of Connecticut. Governor, thank you for your leadership.
Tony, thank you. Thank you for your leadership. Our next speaker is David Lehman. As you know, David is the commissioner of DECD here in the state, but he also has that dual role where he serves as one of our board members. So, David.
Thank you. Can everyone hear okay in the back? I know we're competing with public service announcements from time to time. Yes? All right, excellent. So as you heard, today's news about Breeze coming here is so good on many, many fronts. It's great for our business and leisure travelers, but it's really great news for the Connecticut economy, as Tony mentioned. The company plans to create over 200 jobs here in the Hartford area, which is going to have a positive direct and indirect impact on the regional economy. In addition, the project underscores the importance of the airport as an economic driver and a catalyst for growth. As Tony was mentioning, CAA and Bradley and Kevin and the team have done a phenomenal job making sure that Bradley is one of the best airports in the nation, and we only think that's going to improve. Governor, thank you. Your focus on infrastructure and the importance of airlift and options for travelers since you've been in office has been really, really clear, and that focus Bradley's benefiting as well as other airports in the state at this point in time. You know, Bradley's an incredible asset, and that's only going to continue. So, as Tony, thank you for your leadership of the entire CAA board to make sure that Bradley continues to flourish as it is. I'd also be remiss, as Kevin mentioned at the outset, if I didn't mention Pratt & Whitney, and we have many representatives from Pratt here today, but Pratt is another economic driver in Connecticut, and this is an example of Pratt and Breeze working together to fuel Connecticut job and economic growth. The new A220 aircraft that Breeze will introduce at BDL this spring are going to be powered by Pratt & Whitney Geared Turbofan, or GTF, engines, developed right here in the state of Connecticut. The GTF engine incorporates the latest state-of-the-art technologies and supports thousands of jobs in Connecticut and throughout the world. Breeze's operation will launch the first scheduled service of the A220 aircraft right here at Bradley. These engines reduce fuel and carbon emissions by up to 20% and have 75% less noise pollution. This means quieter flights for passengers and the community around Bradley Airport. For Breeze, it means they can fly more passengers on less fuel. Just as Breeze is demonstrating innovation in its approach to the market, we're proud to point to Pratt & Whitney and Connecticut innovation leading the way for a sustainable world and ecosystem. Thank you. Lastly, I'm proud that Breeze is the latest in a long line of companies that are choosing to expand their operations in Connecticut. Under the leadership of Governor Lamont, we've made great strides in making our state more attractive for investors, innovators, and entrepreneurs like David Neeleman. Thank you, David. Thank you, David, for making the strategic business investment to grow here right in Connecticut. We're thrilled to have you as a part of our growing business community. Thank you. Kevin?
Thank you, David. We do appreciate your partnership very much here at the airport. Our next speaker really needs no introduction. He is the CEO and founder of Breeze, but he has also been involved in the startup of 4 additional airlines. He was the creator of JetBlue Airlines, Azul down in Brazil, WestJet up in Canada, and Morris Air, which is a Utah-based airline that was subsequently purchased by Southwest. He is truly an icon in this industry. It's my pleasure to introduce David Neeleman.
Hello, everybody. It's great to be here. Thanks, Kevin, for the introduction. Thank you, Governor, for being here, Commissioner. Thank you all for Airport Authority. You know, Connecticut has a special place in my heart, and will always have a special place in my heart. I moved here in 1999 with 9 children and raised them all in public schools here in Connecticut. And you know, they love Connecticut, and you know, it's always going to be a real important place for our family. Still own a home in New Canaan, so it's really great to be back here. We have had such a great experience here in Hartford. You know, thanks to Kevin and his team, we're off to a really good start, as he said. And this announcement today is a result of that. You know, every time we go into a new city, they say, well, you know, what can we do? And I say, well, just fly us. Because if you fly us, we'll just add more and more and more service, more and more flights. And so with this announcement, not only, you know, the jobs obviously are very important, but really what's important is we're going to be going from 4 destinations to 12 destinations. So over the coming weeks and months, we'll be announcing these new destinations, and it's going to be great for people to come and visit this part of the country, and also for people from here to be able to kind of visit other parts of the country as well. You know, as Kevin mentioned, the economic engine of an area is determined a lot by the air service that is provided in an area. And so when you have quality, part of your quality of life is being able to travel and to do things and see different places and have your friends and relatives come and visit you as well. So it's really important, and this couldn't really be a better airport. And so I just want to thank everyone who is at Breeze and the great job they're doing. As Kevin mentioned, we run an outstanding operation. We have a Net Promoter Score, which is a gauge of what we do, is the highest I've ever seen before. And I think it's because we can get people there for half the price usually and twice as fast. And really love that, and we get great scores. Over 30% of our business, we've only been in business since last May, over 30% of our business is repeat business now. So people come and fly us again. And they're going to have a lot more places to be able to fly. So again, thank you for the great reception, and we're excited to grow here. You know, there's a lot of capability to expand here, and as long as you keep flying us, we'll keep adding in more and more cities and more destinations. So thanks again.
Thank you, David, and thank you for the confidence you've shown in Bradley Airport. Next, I'd like to introduce someone who is a great supporter of Bradley Airport and who has worked tirelessly throughout the state to develop economic activity. It's my pleasure to introduce Governor Ned Lamont. Governor?
Well, thanks, Kevin, and good morning, everybody. Tony Sheridan, said that Bradley Airport is ranked the third best mid-size airport in the country. I'd like to think with this announcement from Breeze, we're moving on up to number one. I'm not that competitive, but I want to be number one. And got that, Kevin? We're ready to go. It's a big deal, and let me tell you how I think about it a little bit. I want to play to our strengths as a state, and that's how you grow and expand and get opportunity for everybody. When I think about Connecticut, I think about, and heard Mr. Nealman say, we have one of the best education systems in the world, and people come from far and wide to live here for the K through 12 or for our colleges. We have one of the best trained workforces in the world, and that's why we make some of the most sophisticated, complicated equipment in the world, including jet engines at Pratt & Whitney. We have a pretty good live, work, play balance, indoor, outdoor, which I think a lot of people have rediscovered over the last couple of years and realize what makes Connecticut such a special place. And we have an amazing strategic location. Right between New York, which in many ways is the global financial capital of the world, and Boston, which is life sciences. And we got to maximize our advantages. And that's why, as David Lehman said, we're making such an emphasis upon speeding up local transportation. That means everything from decongesting our highways to speeding up our rail and what that means. But that's not good enough. We got to make sure that Connecticut has easy access to the rest of the country. And that's what Bradley does, and that's what Breeze Airlines does. And talking to David, they have a great model. The model is direct flights, more direct flights from here to more locations than we had before the pandemic. And that means you can get there in half the time at half the price. It's a breeze. So you ought to remember that going forward, what that means. And the other thing that Breeze takes advantage of is technological innovation. And David mentioned the A220 coming out of Pratt & Whitney. This is remarkable. I mean, it is faster, it is quieter, it is cleaner, and that's the type of innovation that Breeze is leveraging as we expand here. And I got to say, Breeze is looking at maybe some other regional airports in the Connecticut region as well, as we make sure that Connecticut takes maximum advantage of its extraordinary strategic location going forward. So I want to thank David in particular. I like these Connecticut routes. It also makes a difference. Listen to your wife. She loves New Canaan. And remember that. So between Pratt & Whitney, the New Canaan connection, Bradley Airport, this is how you leverage what makes Connecticut such a special place. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you for your continued support. As I said, this is an exciting time for Bradley. Being named a base generates tremendous activity. I think you're all going to be very excited with some of the destinations once Breeze is able to release those cities in the coming weeks. But it means a lot for the airport and our future growth here. So at this point, I'd be happy to take any questions on point. No questions? Okay, then I think we're going to invite everybody up in front of the podium to take a group photo.
Okay, let's do it. Great. In front of the podium? Yeah.